From the News Channel 5 Network, this is SportsLine.
Welcome to SportsLine, everybody. Yours truly, John Burton, with you for the next hour. Happy to be here. It's our usual Wednesday extravaganza. A lot to get to tonight. If you want to call the show, now's the time to get in. 737-7767. Got a lot to get to tonight, of course. Preds and Sharks, Game 7 tomorrow night in San Jose. I want to know what's your gut feeling about tomorrow. I can't get a handle on this game. I really thought, I was at Game 6 Monday night at Bridgestone Arena, and after the Preds got down 2-0, but they came back to tie it. Sharks take a lead in the third period. They go up 3-2 on a power play goal. I remember thinking they're probably out of gas. They're probably done. And lo and behold, they tie it. Colin Wilson gets the tying goal, and then Victor Arvidsson gets the game winner a couple of minutes into overtime. And here we are getting ready for another Game 7 tomorrow night in San Jose. The puck dropping just after 8 o'clock local time. I know a lot of people have been calling asking what time does the Preds-Sharks Game 7 start tomorrow. 8 o'clock Central Time will be the first puck drop tomorrow night. Having a hard time, I'm talking about, getting a good feel for what's going to happen tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised if the Preds won. Wouldn't be surprised if they lost. Wouldn't be surprised if they blew out the Sharks. Wouldn't be surprised if they got blown out by the Sharks. I want to hear from you, 737-7767. What's your gut feeling about tomorrow night, Preds and Sharks? That's number one. And number two, trying to get a hashtag movement going. You can hit me up on Twitter at NC5_John Burton. Would love to hear from you. I want you to describe this Predators playoff run in one word. If you had one word to describe this Predators playoff run, what would it be? And use the hashtag #PeskyPreds. Colin Wilson using that term the other night after the game, saying, hey, we just keep coming at you. We keep fighting. We never quit. We're the pesky Preds. So let's try to get pesky Preds trending tonight. Hit me up on Twitter at NC5_John Burton. We'll check your Twitter comments during the break, and if they're good enough, we'll read them on air. But now it's time to call 737-7767. Your thoughts on the Predators Game 7 tomorrow night in San Jose. What's your gut feeling, and what would be one word to describe this Predators playoff run? Again, use the hashtag #PeskyPreds. Trying to get that trending worldwide if we can. Come on, Nashville, we can do it. I know you have it in you. Also, coming up later in the show, Teresa Walker from the Associated Press. She's going to join us in the next segment. We're going to talk about the Preds and the Sharks. We're going to talk about the Tennessee Titans as rookie minicamp gets set to get going this weekend. The veterans have been well into phase 2 of their off-season conditioning work, some on-field work, mostly conditioning. But we talked to a number of Titans players today, including Delaney Walker, who, of course, last week signed that new 2-year extension. So we're going to listen to him, as well as the other players that we spoke to today at St. Thomas Sports Park. So make sure you're tuning in for that. So we're going to talk a little Preds with Teresa, a little bit of Titans. And where do the Memphis Grizzlies go from here after firing their coach over the weekend, Dave Yeager? He's now the head coach of the Sacramento Kings. He's gone 3 seasons, 147 wins, I believe it was, 147 wins, 99 losses, 3 playoff berths all 3 years. But apparently he had a tiff with management. He's gone. Where do the Grizzlies go from here? What's the future of guys like Mike Conley Jr. and Marc Gasol? We will get to all that with Teresa Walker later in the show. So a lot to get to. Again, if you want to call, now's the time to do it, 737-7767. Right now, we want to stick with the Predators side of things. Head coach Peter Laviolette meeting the media this morning. And, of course, the Preds getting on a plane, heading back out west. Racking up the frequent flyer miles are the Nashville Predators. So they're back on the road. They'll be in San Jose. They're getting in tonight, late this afternoon, early evening. And, of course, Game 7 tomorrow night. Here's the head coach of your Nashville Predators, Peter Laviolette.
Peter, with your success in Game 7s, what can you draw from that to help prepare for tomorrow night? Prepare this team?
I'd rather keep it with our success in Game 7s, our team, and elimination games. And, the fact that the guys now have been through it 3 times, faced an elimination, and, understand that it's an important game, but they've got to go out there and do the right things and play the right way. And, I think we can take some confidence from that. We've been there in Game 6 and Game 7 in round 1, Game 6 in round 2, and we're faced with that here in round 3, but I think our guys will be ready for it.
When it comes to game plans for a Game 7, is that the case where you go all out because you've seen them 6 times and you throw in wrinkles, or is it the simple game often wins?
A lot of times it's the simple things that you do on the ice, the smart decisions, the simple decisions, not complicating things. And like I said, I think that having the experience from a few games now, our group is young. We've got 4 rookies in the lineup, 6 rookies in the roster, and some second-year players, and generally speaking, a young group. I think any experience you can gain inside of playoffs, inside of life, inside of the game of hockey, those are experiences that you can use moving forward. So I think there's a lot of confidence with our group that we can go in into San Jose and play a game that we're proud of.
What's it been like watching these guys grow throughout the playoffs and gain that confidence and understand what it takes?
Well, they're a terrific group. I mean, it starts with the leadership in the room. I've said it a few times, but we're set by the captain and the assistant captains and the veteran players on this team. And when there's no wiggle room up top, there's no wiggle room underneath. And these guys do the right things, and say the right things, and play the right way. And that's how you find success in those situations.
Have there been moments though that you've noticed, like, man, they're getting it, and this is just a pleasure because I see it paying off?
I think there's always times through the regular season where we had to do the right things. Certainly in the first round you can see it. There's times in the second round as well. So it's always every game, every day, every game I think is different. But these guys have proven to me that they have what it takes.
What have they done to prove that they can win San Jose?
I think I already said it. In San Jose.
Yeah, in San Jose.
Well, we've won on the road. We've won tough games on the road. Their home record in the regular season is nothing to jump up and down about. So we've got to make sure that we do the right things and go in and play a game, like I said, that we're proud of, the game that we know we can play. And we did a lot of good things in Game 2. I really liked the way we played in Game 2. We didn't get the results. So it's. I think, again, there's confidence from our guys.
You talk special teams all playoffs long, but as deadly as they are, I mean, is this almost a you cannot take a penalty in this game type of thing?
Well, I mean, it's everything. I mean, certainly discipline factors into it. We talked about situations in big games and big moments in sports that can become quickly unraveled by lack of discipline and turnovers. Those are 2 things, right, in any sport. Big games, if those things aren't under control, then the game can get lost quickly. So, we've been in these situations. We've talked about these things already. We've gone over them again today, and our guys understand that, and they'll be ready.
You've had a couple of slow starts, Game 5 and 6, back-to-back, and I think the stats 74% for the team that scores first in Game 7. Do you talk about that? How important is a quick start?
We want to have a good start, and we just want to play the game the right way and do the right things in Game 7.
Is there a patented pregame pep talk that you found to be successful in your 7-game experience?
There's no magic piece of paper in my pocket, I can tell you that. Our guys will be ready. The players are excited about going here, excited about the opportunity to get to a Game 7 and playing it. Like I said, it's really no different than 2 Game 6s and a Game 7 that we've already taken on, and with that, I think, comes a little bit of confidence.
There's pressure. Obviously, we don't want the season to end, but being the road team, is there any less pressure?
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. It's I'm sure they're happy they're in their building. So I guess you can twist it. Whatever side of the coin you're on, you could probably twist it and make it work your way, right? At the end of the day, the puck's going to drop, and 2 teams are going to go at it. They've played well. They've had their moments, we've had our moments, and it came down to a Game 7. And like I said, I think it'll be settled on the ice.
Guys, room's open when you're ready.
Yep.
How was the day of rest yesterday, and does that play a factor?
Well, I can tell you that we thoroughly enjoyed it. Players enjoyed it, and they got a break from the grind, the mental grind, the physical grind, the travel grind, and just got a chance to relax for a day, and we have not had that. And I can't tell you, as far as a break mentally and physically on your body, both, it was really important.
Peter Laviolette, the head coach of the Nashville Predators, says his team gets set for tomorrow night's Game 7 in San Jose against the Sharks, and it looks like whoever wins this series will face the St. Louis Blues. They're up 3-0 in Dallas over the Stars after 1 period of play in Game 7 of that Western Conference semifinals. So the Blues on top of the Stars 3-0 after 1. So if that score holds up, they would advance, of course, to the Western Conference finals, and they would face either the Predators or the Sharks. So we await to see what happens in the rest of the Western Conference playoffs. Penguins beating the Capitals last night. The Barry Trotz's President's Cup winners are gone. They lose in 5 games to the Penguins. Penguins now 8-1 lifetime against the Washington Capitals in the playoffs. They have dominated the Caps. A lot of people thought this would be the year that the Capitals would make a strong run for the Stanley Cup, but Alex Ovechkin still fails to get to the conference finals, and Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin and the Penguins on their way there. So things heating up on the ice in the National Hockey League. We await Game 7 tomorrow night, and we'll get down to the Final Four in the National Hockey League as we move a little bit closer towards figuring out who will win Lord Stanley's Cup. Time for our first break. When we come back, the Associated Press's Teresa Walker will join us. We'll talk about the Preds and the Sharks. We'll talk about the Tennessee Titans and the Memphis Grizzlies. What's next for Tennessee's NBA team now that Dave Yeager, their head coach, has been fired and moved on to Sacramento? We'll get to all that and your phone calls next. Stay with us.